All right. As always, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
OU men's hoops.
Yes, I think that's the first full game I've sat down and watched this season, and I was very pleased. Nice win out there at the Jordan Invitational. Let's go.
Big win. Good win over Florida. Florida's a solid basketball team. These are games that you need to win if you're going to talk about being a tournament team. Big 12 is going to be a gauntlet. So any type of win that you can get outside of that, you got to grab it. And they did a really good job. Sherfield's a dude now. If he continues playing the way he is, he's going to give us a chance pretty much no matter who we play. Continues to be money from three, was 4 or 6 against Florida. I will say though, like offensively, it's tough to generate points.
Right. Nothing. This is the way that I described it, because my wife and I, we were sitting there watching the game, and I was just like, nothing comes easy. They've got to work like it is, and struggle's not the right word, but like they have to work diligently to get shots. Like there's very few, like easy layup, easy dunk, easy points off turnovers. Like there's not a lot of that for this team. There's just not.
Yeah. Well, pushes it to 9-3. We start off Big 12 play coming up pretty quick, open up against Texas, right? And unfortunately, when we get to conference play, buddy, it's going to be tough. I saw, or I heard rather, Toby talking about the bracketology, and Lenardi said that had Oklahoma State played their game and won, which they hadn't played yet, it's not like they lost, they just hadn't played yet, it would have been the first time since he's done it at any point during a season where he would have had every single team from a conference in the tournament. So just kind of gives you a little bit of a glimpse how difficult the Big 12 is going to be this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind. Man, with the way that Kansas and Baylor and TCU, Kansas State is one of the surprise teams in the country.
Texas,
that the Chris Beard situation has gone quiet. So,
which means he'll be back mid-season.
I don't know, man. That's a bad situation there. Yeah. But the only thing I'll say about Sherfield, the guy can get buckets. What's he doing with that undershirt? What's going on there? He's got the like short sleeve tight one that's just below the shoulder. Listen, the guy can ball. I'm rooting for him, but what are we doing with the undershirt? What's going on there?
Who knows? He's shooting like 55, 60% from three. It could be as simple as he forgot his good-looking undershirt and in a pinch had to throw that one on in a game, and he's been ringing it up from three since he's been wearing it, and until an opportunity presents itself to get back to the other undershirt, you just roll with it.
You can't walk away from that undershirt if you're on a heater, man. You just can't.
And the way it sits on the shoulder, maybe it gives like the perfect resistance for the three.
He's shooting 57% from three. Never mind, Sherfield. Keep wearing it. Don't change a thing.
Yeah, he's one of the leaders in the country right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. But going to be a fun year for Porter Moser and the Hoop Squad. Now, not going to be easy, like you mentioned, but we need to get Porter on. We need to get him on. We need to get some excitement going for OU basketball. There's been a lot going on. We probably haven't given them enough attention, but now that Big 12 play is getting going, I think their first game's New Year's Eve against Texas. Once that gets going, we'll get more into the swing of things, and everyone's favorite segment may come back, Football Guys Talking Basketball, which is why everyone listens to this podcast for our dynamic hoop takes.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's going to be a fun year. Big 12 is going to be packed full of action and tough as always. Every game's going to be good.
Yep. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with NFL fans. Franco Harris has passed away. 2 days before the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Just an absolute stud, icon of the sport. You know, those old Steeler teams are just so amazing, so cool. I remember the first time, it's funny, the first time I saw that play was like 7th grade, 8th grade on like you have, I don't know, like 2nd or 3rd hour athletics in junior high. And usually we go do something like we're outside or we're in the gym. It was like a bad weather day. So the coach just threw on like an old NFL tape of like just random old highlights. And they went through a bunch of old plays. And I remember watching the Steelers and seeing the play from Franco Harris and just that group of nasty, like that's what you think about with tough, gritty, nasty football players. So hated to see that. 72 years old. And again, just 2 days shy of the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Have you ever been through the Pittsburgh airport?
I don't think so.
I
yeah, I have, but I don't remember anything from it.
if I remember correctly, there's 2 statues. I think am I making this up? Did I dream this at one point?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's like George Washington and then Franco Harris next to each other. Am I making this up? Google this real quick. I swear.
I'm looking it up.
I swear, like you walk into this part of the Pittsburgh airport and they're right next to each other. And it's a perfect description of the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I think that's George. It's definitely Franco Harris, and it's definitely a colonial. That's got to be George Washington. Yes. That's great. Statue. That's not what I expected when you said statue. I thought it was going to be like a bronze statue. This is like a lifelike color. It's almost like one of those wax figures.
It's like Madame Tussauds or whatever it's called. That's what it looked. Yeah, I remember seeing it be like, what the hell is going on here? But yeah, great. Okay. I'm glad I wasn't crazy. That's good. You can't stop staring at it now.
Taller than Franco Harris. Probably would have been a Mike Backer.
Yeah, George Washington, big guy. That's what the history books tell me. What an episode. All right, let's get to my winner and loser.
Review below.
Yeah, here comes the belching review again. Let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all, whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone. Everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
Peyton Bowen update. Still no update. Just checked Oregon football's Twitter. Nothing.
Nada. All right.
Nada. Huh.
The plot
Interesting. Also, if you're a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage single malt whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year-round. Remember, in 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners, are from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with Illinois football. Lock Brett Bielema up, man. Nice salary bump. I think it's like $6 million or so a season. He's done a really nice job there in his first 2 seasons, man. He's got that program on the rise. Like you got to feel good if you're an Illini fan right now.
Isn't it crazy? Which congratulations to him and Illinois, but isn't it crazy that Illinois has a $6 million a year head coach? Like that used to be not very long ago. He would have been the highest paid coach in college football.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And like that's going to be like, we're going to get to a point if you're coaching in the SEC or the Big Ten with all the money that's coming in with those new media rights deals, all these dudes are going to be getting paid.
10's going to be the number before long.
And I don't think if you have a really good coach and you are not in the Big Ten and the SEC in the future, you should be worried about losing your coach.
Yeah.
Because those conferences, they're just going to be able to pay more, right? Because they're just going to be bringing in so much more money. So it's interesting, but yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Or maybe Bielema's getting paid. Let's go. All right. But my winner of the week, fired up, Ted. Fired up. College football QB carousel. Here we go. Bo Nix coming back to Oregon.
That's big time, man.
That's big for them, man.
Hell of a year. Accounted for over 40 touchdowns, something crazy like that. I think he was like 27 passing, only 6 interceptions, like 14 rushing touchdowns. He had an incredible year. Over 70% completion. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I assume that he's being taken care of from an NIL perspective as well with how good he was this year. Also, you've got Michael Penix coming back to Washington. So all of a sudden, the Pac-12 looks really fun next season. We talked way more Pac-12 football on here this year than I thought we ever would. And with Caleb Williams back at USC, with Bo Nix back at Oregon, Michael Penix back at Washington,
Cam Rising,
like it's lining up like a
son at Colorado.
Dude, it's lining
the
up.
Arizona kid.
We may have to talk more Pac-12 next year. Damn it.
I
mean, it could be really fun out there next season. And, when the Pac-12 is good and entertaining, I think that's good for all college football. I really do.
Football is good for everyone.
Yep. Max Duggan. Let's continue on the carousel. Max Duggan going to play in the college football playoff. And then he's going to enter the NFL draft. Now he's accepted an invite to the Senior Bowl, which is that's going to be a huge week for him. But did not see this one coming. I thought he was going to be a guy that was going to come back for another season. I know they're going to lose a lot on the offensive line. He's going to lose Quentin Johnson. He's going to lose a bunch of pieces. Maybe he loses Kendre Miller as well. Maybe that was kind of what drove him to this decision. But it seems like an NIL perspective, he would have been able to rake it in there in Fort Worth with how well liked he is. Surprised or no?
Surprised, yes, but I think it's probably the right decision. Even though, if you're just talking about maximizing your value, it's probably the right decision. I know the quarterback class is going to be lighter next year, perhaps, but is he really going to be able to replicate the crazy run that TCU's been able to put together this year? I don't know. I mean, this looks to me like just a classic selling whenever your stock is at an all-time high. That's what I think this is. Can't really knock him for it. I don't think he's going to get drafted very high for multiple reasons. I think his heart is going to be like the surgery he had, even though I don't know anything about it. But I feel like that's going to be something that's kind of used against you a little bit with the
when
NFL.
A team opens the medical file and the first thing is heart surgery, it's not a good starting point.
Right. So I think there's going to be a lot of reasons to knock him. But that being said, I'm not going to say that he can't turn into a legit NFL quarterback. I think he's got some really good tools.
Yeah. I'll be rooting for him, man. He's likable as hell.
Yep, he is.
So I will be rooting for him to have a long, successful NFL career. He's the type of guy you're going to look up. He's going to be a backup. It's going to be like year 12.
He's still playing?
Just like, oh, hey, Duggan got a spot start. He threw for 258, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, had 60 yards rushing. You know, like you're just like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. But it's, you know, I wish the best for him. Got some business to take care of before he worries about the draft.
Yeah.
And then last thing on the QB carousel, Devin Leary was one of the hottest names in the transfer portal, former NC State quarterback, expected to transfer to Kentucky. It's a big get for Mark Stoops, right? You go from Will Levis, who seems like, even though he didn't play very good football this year, he's going to be a top 10, top 15 pick in the NFL draft. And now you bring in Devin Leary. That's not too shabby for Mark Stoops, man.
Have you seen that video of Levis throwing like 7-on-7 practice in an indoor facility? I just saw it. Yeah, someone posted it yesterday. I don't know when it's from, but I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that he could throw the football like that." I've seen him play, like what he looks like on the field. Like, I'm not saying he's bad, but I was shocked at some of the throws that he was making and the arm talent that I saw. Shocked. He was that impressive.
He can rip it. I mean, he can rip it, and he's got the size, he's got everything, he's got the intangibles, right? It's not quite a Josh Allen situation, but it's one where you're like, that's a big athletic dude that's got a rocket attached to his arm. We'll take our chances with him. So,
it was cool.
Yeah. All right, for my loser of the week, thought about going with some of you people. You know who you are. You told me I was crazy when I said that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander could have a chance to win the scoring title this year. I know who you are. I saved the tweets. And currently, SGA sitting at number 3, only behind Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic when it comes to leading scorers in the National Basketball Association. Also, beautiful game winner the other night against the Blazers. I mean, Winslow didn't have a chance of guarding him on that play. He good, Ted. He real good.
Did I see that he's also won like an award for like best dressed or something like that, or most stylish?
GQ's most stylish man of 2022.
Ooh, that's a close second to the scoring title.
I guarantee he'd rather have the GQ.
Probably.
No, but he's playing some really good basketball, and it just gets me excited for the future of the Thunder. It really does. But my loser of the week, this is gonna sound weird. People that believe in justice and people that believe that life should be fair. Because Robert Sarver was a garbage owner of the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury. He, after the NBA did their investigation, their findings, he was accused of sexism, racism, just kind of sounded like an awful person. They suspended him for a year. They fined him $10 million. And he's about to sell his team or his share, whatever, for $4 billion. Ted, Matt Ishbia, former Michigan State Spartan, walk on Tom Izzo's 2000 national championship team, gonna buy the majority of those shares. Why do good things happen to bad people? What the hell, man?
I don't know. After hitting the straight flush of isms, he's able to sell a team for $4 billion. And I don't know. It's crazy. The richer you get, the more likely you are to continue to just fall ass backwards into money. It happens that way. It's shocking, but it's real.
Yeah, he may not be the best person after that investigation. after we saw those findings, but seems like he just made a hell of a profit. Life's not always fair, man. Sarver, his group, I looked it up, bought the Suns for a cool $401 million back in 2004.
And don't you know someone tried to talk him out of it? Like, come on, dude, it's the Suns, man. There's no way. It's going to be so much work. It's not going to go up in value. It's peak. You're buying them at their absolute peak. 10 times.
$4 billion. Whew. Now, I bet those Suns employees are awfully happy, right, to have this behind them. And everything I could find on Ishbia was that seems like a really good dude in the mortgage lending game. I don't know, Michigan guy. Well, went to Michigan State, but company's Michigan based. Couldn't find anything terrible. No isms about it that I could find.
Not yet, anyways. Well, we'll see what happens, but essentially, if you're able to buy a professional sports team like a legit, like an NBA or NFL or Major League Baseball, and you're welcomed into the group, you might as well have just bought a money printing press. It's really all it is. With profit sharing and everything that they do, it doesn't even matter if you fill a stance or if you're horrible. It's a printing press.
Just ask Robert Sarver.
That's right.
God.